Just now, as the time I started recording, Bitcoin is 3% up in the last 24 hours and Ethereum is 3.5% as the time recording. So Bitcoin is back above $63,500 and Ethereum is looking at the 2,500 once again. It seems like Ethereum has been stuck on this number for a while now. So between these news, the ups and downs of Bitcoin and Ethereum throughout the week, wars happening, elections, there's even a documentary on HBO Max talking about Satoshi Nakamoto. So if that's something you want me to cover up, to watch it and then review it here, let me know in the comments. But with all the market news, FUD, FOMO that we have here, let's take a look at some news for Ethereum and for Bitcoin, and let me show you what I've done this week for our weekly options. So let's jump right into it. Fear and Greed Index is at 43 in the neutral territory. We've been looking at the neutral territory for a while now, but current prices are showing a little bit of strength back to Bitcoin, which should bring it back to the 65,300. As we've seen right here, it has tested multiple times this channel right here, this funnel that is getting closer. So this is back to a video that I've made, I think on Wednesday, showing you that this pattern right here is what is holding Bitcoin back after the halving cycle that we saw for 2016 and 2020. Something like that should start happening right now, but we're still waiting for Bitcoin to break above these levels right here, these levels from these two green lines that you're seeing right now on screen. So once it does that and it starts rallying, we're going to be looking at 85, maybe $90,000 for Bitcoin. Also, I said that before, and that should bring everything else back to the green. We've been seeing already with this huge movement, 3% in Bitcoin. We've seen a lot of meme coins spike 60% in a matter of minutes, mainly on Ton and layer 2s. So you can see that whenever Bitcoin moves, even if it is just a little bit, meme coins and altcoins, they pick up back the steam that they were losing when Bitcoin was going down. So that being said, Ethereum is also on that bullish trend right now for the past few days. And with that, I want to jump to the news. And this first one is very interesting because this one is a little bit of FUD in my opinion. Of course, I'm not here to judge whoever wrote this, but here he talks about speculators believing that Bitcoin price is weakening, meaning that it should go down a little bit more. And even though the things that he says here in the article are good and they do make sense, mainly because people who were holding for a lot of years Bitcoin so far, they are taking profits, but these are small profits in the overall entry and exit of cash from Bitcoin to fiat. So this article right here brought me to another article that says that a lot of analysts are noticing that long-term holders of Bitcoin are taking profits, and what they're showing is actually the realized positions. So how much of that profit is being realized, which is the one in blue right here. So you can see that in the last 7 days, there was a huge spike in realized positions for Bitcoin, especially for long-term holders instead of the short-term holders, which are the ones in yellow. This basically means that short-term holders are closing positions that are not profitable. Meanwhile, long-term holders are closing positions that are profitable, and this number is increasing. But again, we've seen short-term holders closing positions close to $30 billion in profit, and we also seen similar patterns for long-term holders back in early September 2023 and even in 2022. So I personally don't see it as such a massive news that we should be all preoccupied. Again, of course, in the long-term holders are always going to be more profitable, especially with crypto, than short-term holders, mainly because on the short term you have a lot of volatility, and in the long term you still have a lot of volatility, but especially for top 10 blue chip coins, you have an exponential growth in them. Even if you don't like Bitcoin as much, if you're not a Bitcoin maxi, but you like Ethereum, of course, in the short term, we could be looking at a dip. Again, if we look back to the charts, we have all this gap right here to be filled. It can go down all the way back to the 50s, which I personally do not believe that we're going to go back to the 50s, mainly because I only drew this green support right here, but we also have a very steady support at the $59,000 right here. I personally see if Bitcoin goes, it will stop right here at the 60,000 and then at 59, 58, and we can even see that on the liquidation map right here. $60,000 is a place where if it's gonna go, it's gonna liquidate a lot of long positions and then go back up a little bit. Same thing right here. We're seeing the $63,000. We're seeing a very strong yellow color right here, which means short positions are gonna get liquidated. And you can even look right here, confirm right here on the heat map, everything is red, meaning short positions are suffering right now. In the last 24 hours, we had $106 million liquidated, which 83 million of those were short positions. So I believe that we are gonna still see short positions getting liquidated, at least for the time being, or at least for the next video on Wednesday. So that being said, I took some precautions and I opened a position for Bitcoin and for Ethereum. Everton, what did you do? Well, let's go back to the topics. Before I show you my positions, let's go to the copy trading, because look at this. We are doing fantastic for October. Now, I'm recording this on a Sunday, October 6th, and in 6 days of October, we've already made 3.7% on the copy trading strategy, and that is astonishing. In 6 days, we've made half of what we made in the whole month of August. So of course, these spikes doesn't mean that you have to multiply this by 4 and we're going to be looking at 12, maybe 13% for the whole month of October. It doesn't work like that. Some days you're going to make more, some days you're going to make less. For example, you can see here on October 1st, we've made 0.9% in a single trade. Look at the spike right here in price. And this can help you visualize a little bit more the trades that we've been doing here. And we have the same thing for the Phoenix, which is a way more safe strategy for you to copy trade if you're just starting and you're scared of depositing, losing all your money, which again, we haven't lost a single month here on our copy trading strategies, which if you want to check it out, the link is the first in the description. We don't need KYC, just log in, register your account, and then you can send crypto right here and start trading today. So for my positions, we have 500 bucks that I deposited on June 11th that right now are 670 bucks. And I have $249 that I deposited and they're both at $54. So from 1 month, I made 10.27% on these top 2 positions. And in almost 4 months, I've made 33% with this position right here. So very good numbers, amazing numbers. And there's no denying that these numbers are fantastic. So let's go to my options right here. If you look below right here at the screen, I sold 2 options as I usually do, one for Ethereum and one for Bitcoin. But if you look, you're going to see that this week, we're not going to be doing 0DT options for to sell these options. No, what I'm going to do is actually go back to weeklies for the time being. Again, mainly for time constraint and because I'm still training with the 0DTEs to create and mold a good strategy that has almost 100% win rate on 0DTE. So as I do that, as I study on a personal account, I'm going to go back to try to raise as much money on this account as I can, because right now we are at $4,500 more or less if I liquidate all the positions that I have open. So $4,500 is what we have on this account so far, and I'm going to try to grow it as fast as I can with options, with weeklies more specifically, because this one, as I've shown you before in this channel, if you go to the live tab, for example, you can see we have months of growing from 400 bucks all the way to 2,000 bucks in 6 months of selling options and also buying options to grow our capital. So if we can make 5x like we did that time, of course, back then IV was very, very high, which we don't have right now, a huge IV like we did before, but we can still hope to go maybe to 5,000, 6,000 by end of the year. So we're going to be looking and trying our best right here. That being said, I sold a 2,300 put for Ethereum and I sold a 59,000 put for Bitcoin. Now, why did I choose these numbers? Well, mainly because they are for Friday. So as the time you're watching this video is a Monday and these expire on Friday. So I need a little bit of margin between the current price and the price from expiration. So let's take a look at these numbers right now. I sold a 59,000. So I sold right around here, and we go all the way to the 11th. So if Bitcoin stays above this green line by the 11th, which is when they expire, I'm going to keep the whole premium plus the collateral that I deposited, the margin that I deposited to open this position. Same thing for Ethereum. I sold a 2,300, which is right around here. So again, this goes to the 11th. So if Ethereum stays above this green line, which is right below the Bollinger, again, making it a strong case for us, then I'll keep the whole premium. Of course, Ethereum doesn't look as strong as Bitcoin, but if Bitcoin goes up, Ethereum will also be going up. Maybe not as much, but Bitcoin will be holding my position on Ethereum as well. So this is what I did. I hope you were able to understand. Instead of selling the 0 DTE options that I started doing more in this channel, I went back to selling weeklies. So instead of having less than 24 hours to expire, now they have 5 days to expire. So by Friday, I should let you know if these were profitable or not. And in either case, I'll be sharing the P&L by the end of Friday's video. So stay tuned for that. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys on Wednesday for another video. Peace.